And good evening to all of our guests. I'm Nancy Board, the Chief Operations Officer and co-founder for Global Women for Wellbeing. And today my guest is Emma Imperial. I'm so excited to be interviewing Emma. She's going to be part of our series on environmental sustainability. And Emma is with us from Manila. And the reason I'm so excited to interview Emma is she has quite a story to tell about her business, her success, her work with women, and sustainable, affordable housing options for people throughout the Philippines. And so, welcome, Emma. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me,
So,
Nancy.
I'm so excited to have you. I met Emma several years ago in Manila at a dinner party with a group of women, and I was so impressed by your story, Emma. Um, Again, when I think about environmental sustainability and the work that you've done, for 30 years, you've had this company of building affordable housing for people in the Philippines. And then that company has evolved. I'd like for you to just take a moment and tell our audience a little bit more about you and your company.
That was 37 years ago. I started in Bicol region, which is the southern part of the Philippines. And the objective when I started this is really to make affordable housing that will help communities in the farthest and the remotest parts of our country. And then in 2014, I started putting solar solutions on my houses, and we included battery for the houses in the Bicol region because there are a lot of brown outages there or electric outages. So with what we did is because of this we became the first recipient of the International Finance Corporation for the EDGE Award. And EDGE stands for Excellence in Design for Greater Efficiency. And during that time, we also, because of what we did, which was really the first in the world, we got the award for IFC and Financial Times Transformational Award, Business Award for low carbon category.
Mm.
So we no longer use the low cost classification for our houses because we have evolved into a property technology developer using solar solutions and green building solutions, which we have partnered with Denmark, and this building technology uses less cement, and it lasts 100 years, so the repair and maintenance is very low. Plus, it prevents molds. You know that in the Philippines we have a lot of rain, so
Right.
that's when all the seepages of water and molds come in, which is very bad for the health.
Mhm.
So when you have this kind of material, which has zero permeability, the water cannot penetrate to the wall, then it prevents bacteria and viruses. So we in 2015, that's where the formal launch of the solar powered community, and for very cheap houses for the very low income, we were putting 500-watt solar. But for the affordable housing, we were already doing 1200-watt solar. And we were able to get 45% savings for our homeowner. And in 2015,
Mhm.
we started the first solar powered community, and it's amazing that because of that, our buyers or homeowners are able to save 45% on electricity bills. And not only that, a lot of our housewives, the women, become empowered. One of them was just paying $120 for the monthly amortization of their house, and yet because of savings, they're able to do catering, making food for the factory around the area, and they're able to earn about $1,500 a month. So this particular woman was able to buy a second home because of that. And there's a
Wow.
lot of success stories on this solar park community.
Mm,
A lot of the children get also good academic achievements because many women who are able to get extra income is able to buy them computer, and also because of cheaper electricity, the children are able to study in the evening. You know, uh, there's no more barrier for them to study. Back of our houses, we combined with the green building technology,
mhm,
we're able to decrease the carbon emission
mhm,
by 45 tons. These are for our regular townhomes, which
mhm,
is about 39 square meters. And 45 tons includes the solar
mhm.
and the concrete building technology. So currently, we have done, we've built 2,000 homes, although the company had built 20,000 only when we started transforming into the solar,
Mhm.
were we able to really quantify the amount of carbon dioxide that we are able to
Yes.
contribute in the
Right.
reduction. So a 2,000, yeah, yes, a 2,000 home would be about 90,000 tons of carbon dioxide reduction.
Oh my
So you can
goodness.
imagine that each homeowner we have takes pride in being
Mm,
able to contribute to the environment. And each home is being given an EDGE certification. So
mm.
not only is it just an ordinary home, they get a world certification from IFC and World Bank.
Oh
So
my
this is very
goodness.
for
So not only
so
is the home more sustainable for the environment, it's sustainable for those living in it to pass it on generation after generation. It's healthier for the person living there. Their well-being, their esteem is even higher because they get this certificate that shows them that they're actually contributing to society. That's beautiful.
yes. Yes. So to be able to show you how much it has improved, well, our first innovation was helping, uh, empower women and the homeowners with the solar.
Mhm.
When the convoy came, we were able to address resiliency. You know,
Mm,
our country is disaster prone.
yes,
So we have typhoon, earthquake,
right.
name it, we have it.
That's right.
And during the past years, it has been so frequent. And
Yes,
I think it's not only us, and I think it's a phenomena all over the world.
yes.
So when we launch our second innovation, which is this is the housing, IFC also have now a resiliency tool to encourage all the developers to create resilient homes
Mm,
for our home buyers. So, what is a resilient home? A resilient home is it's stronger.
mhm,
It can withstand an earthquake with intensity 8.
mhm.
So the buildings that we make for our home buyers has 14,000 psi. And how do you relate that to our
Mm,
listeners?
mm,
A usual block, in Asia, hollow blocks are used here, and it's very tedious because you put one block after the other,
right.
and that particular block only have the strength of 700 psi. So that's how you
Mm,
measure
I
the
see.
strength of building the
Yes.
panel. This one is 14,000 psi.
Wow.
And that's why I was saying earlier that we no longer talk about low cost when we do buildings, because not even the rich people have this kind of
Right,
uh, building panels. So
right.
we have brought the solar to the affordable housing market, including the green building technology, which is not even being used by the high end market. So there's going to be in our country right now, there's 3.7 million housing backlog, and there's only 200,000 of houses per year that's being built.
Mm,
So you need to have new technologies that will really make the construction faster.
right.
And I just feel that innovation comes in just like the other innovation in by other people. It comes in when there's demand, no one is doing it,
Mm,
and the resources are available and affordable. In so the solar, the sun is free.
mhm.
So people, why is it not being given to people? Why is it
Right,
not being, yeah. But as I said, uh, access to green finance is the key to sustainable and resilient housing
mhm.
innovation. Using technologies with green solar, with green solutions. Well, we
Right,
can also integrate it with other digital technologies.
right.
That's what our company is doing now. We're now integrating because of the pandemic.
Mhm.
Even if you do um, all of this mass housing, if you're not interconnected with other digital technologies, you're still going to, uh, it's going to be hard to survive. So, um, and that's what the, that's what we've been doing, Nancy.
Oh, Emma, I know that millennials are interested in this technology and these homes, and I've seen photographs of your homes. They're beautiful.
Yes.
They're townhomes. And again, as I listen to you, I hear how strong and resilient they are. It's clean, green technology. Who doesn't want to live in a house where they feel that their well-being and their health is protected more so? So the younger generation, and again, I think of especially around Greater Manila with all the call centers and the BPOs. And I used to go to Bonifacio City all the time for work that we did there with the large multinationals. And I saw how those buildings were going up overnight. And so I think about the millennials that are working those call centers now, and they're interested in perhaps demanding a new level of affordable housing, of sustainable green living and housing, because millennials everywhere, aren't they? They're pushing the rest of us to say, enough of this. We need to do
Correct.
better on our planet. We
Yes.
need to do better for our own health and well being. And we need to do better for our country. Yeah.
We have a data to support that, Nancy, and
Mm.
it's fantastic that during the lockdown, the data just showed by itself
Mhm.
that millennials really care for sustainability, because from the time that the lockdown here in the Philippines started, our our houses became very much in demand,
Right.
and 75% of our buyers comes from millennial. You know, this the kids before would not even think of buying their houses. You know, they would just think of buying first their car, their
Right.
gadgets, all this kind of techno
Right.
products. And it's such a, to me, I get I get really, really overjoyed
Mm.
that the young people are now thinking of investing in houses as early as 22 years old, 20, just newly graduate. And
Right.
I think a lot of these kids are being supported by their parents, because many of them are not married yet. So
Right.
they were just, you know, thinking of their future.
Right.
And this is change that I saw
Yeah.
during the pandemic.
And I'm so happy that because of the call center environment and the massive growth in the Philippines, younger people are able to get good paying jobs. And with a good paying job, even at that age, 21, 22 years old, they can then look to see that their future for a house comes much earlier than maybe it would have. So it sounds like they're also smarter because they're investing
Yeah.
in their future through housing. The pandemic had a silver lining for your company. Do you want to speak a little bit about that? What happened this year as a result of the lockdown?
Very, very close knit women leaders. And we have been very blessed because one of these woman leader, Marife Zamora, is recognized as the one who really pushed the country to become the call center of the world.
Mhm.
And she's a very inspirational, um, kind woman, and it's more her heart is really for others.
Mm,
And she's actually my idol. And I from then on we became really close friends
oh,
because probably she sees the same in me.
mm,
And during the lockdown, two women leader just called me and he said, "Do you want to connect? Because Emma, how's your company?"
mhm,
And I felt so good
mm,
that they thought of me just the day after the lockdown, right? And they said, I don't know what to do. I mean, the lockdown, I'm trying to put some of my employees here and there and all that. So no, no, no. I can make you connected. My company is a distributor for workplace workshop for Facebook for companies. I said,
mm,
how does that work? So she really went put me, uh, and she's the chairman of this huge company. She showed me how to do it in about an hour's time, and I said, I got it. So from that time she talked, she put in her team, I put in my team. um, a day after, that was Saturday, on Monday we were all connected.
oh,
So
wow.
it to me, I'm blessed with these kinds of friends. And after that, another friend who was from an international selling company, it's a Lamudi.
Mm,
They are there to sell real estate and all that. But she called me and she said, "How are you selling?" I said, "Well, I don't know. Lockdown, you are not allowed." So she said, "Why don't you get my app?" I said, "Your app?" And then, "No, no, no, it's for free. I'm going to put my team
mm,
and let you do it with your team." And you have very good heart, right, Nancy?
yes.
And, and so we were digitally connected on the selling side. On the working side, we were digitally connected. And on our technology for the company, we are already technologically advanced.
Right.
So that's why we have called ourselves property technology developers. So when we launched the TAF video, which is it's the combination of the solar and this green building technology from Denmark, we launched the TAF video. Our sales was even higher than the pre-COVID sales. I
Wow.
mean, we were just so amazed, that that as a company, first of all, we were ahead of all the other developers because they didn't know what to do.
Mm,
They also didn't have any technology. They were just doing they don't have the solar. So everybody was trying to adjust. But we were there, and we have the tough video until
mm.
the end of the year. Last year we had a banner year that 2020 gave us the highest sale even pre-COVID. So
That's
that's when
amazing.
we really saw the 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 effect or the impact of our houses to the home buyers.
Hmm.
During the COVID, during the pandemic, everybody was staying home,
Of course.
and many people. have complained about higher electricity costs,
Mhm.
but not with the home buyers with solar. So they were enjoying their homes with solar and electricity. Um, and then, of course, aside from the fact that these are modes free, it keeps them safe, right? So
Right.
that was our mm, message to the buyers, and it was getting to them.
Yes.
And it's funny because now, because of that, a lot of developers are stepping up, and I'm happy for
Finally.
them.
Right.
I
Right.
finally
Right.
are
Because
stepping up, and it's. I was telling them, look, we can teach you. You can have our technology. I can teach you. We actually, my goal is really to do this kind of stuff for our country and for the
Mhm.
rest of Asia, because we the housing backlog is already reaching more than 1 billion and maybe going to be more.
Right. Right.
And if everybody does this, right, then they're thinking of all the home buyers that are in their country.
Right.
It improves the living standard of people. Yeah.
It improves the living standard and it's successful. But as I hear you talk, Emma, and I know that you've been doing this for many, many years, you started off doing this as a female leader with a heart and compassion to lift people up. And I have to believe that a lot of your success is that you've always stayed true to that principle of helping others. And what you just described now is an opportunity for people to save even more money with solar technology. So the money that they earn, they have more in their pocket to spend for other things or to save and maybe to give back to society to continue. So how, tell me, to me, I see your legacy playing out, as you said, in the Philippines, and if you can have this technology be advanced throughout Asia, what a beautiful legacy for you to leave to society.
I have been always developing millennials in my company,
Mhm.
and I have you know I have always I have always dreamed that my company will be continued by my employees, and
Mm.
later on they will own my company,
Mhm.
because I'm not going to be here to
Yeah.
continue that. And I have two sons.
Mhm.
They can have a part of that share, but I'd like to share this with our employees who are so dedicated.
Mm.
They have the passion. I mean, you can only go so far
Right.
w- by yourself.
Yeah.
But if you have the employees and the officers
Mhm.
who has the same passion as you have,
Right.
I mean,
You can do
this
so
can go
much.
on for generation. gener-
Right.
Yes. So I feel that um, I I just enjoy doing this. Um, of course, you have to be able to sustain it because the
Mhm.
company is growing. So you need to have a profit for the company. I'm actually, the company is wholly owned by myself, right? But
Mhm.
in the future, my employees will be part of it,
Mhm.
and if there are investors coming in, I will make sure that my employees will be there.
Mhm.
But I'd like to let it continue with them.
Ah.
So the thing is, we can only, during this pandemic, some of our perspective have changed, right?
Yeah.
It's like um, you have all these material things you can't even use. You
Right.
have all these kinds of membership you can't even go.
Right.
And what is now that important is what you're able to do for other people. And ever since, I've been like that, and this is probably why it has grown into newer things. It's because it's not just me. I am able to attract other people to join me in all my ideas.
Mhm.
I mean, like for instance, the solar is nothing new. It's being done by a lot of big companies for solar farms, big time, right? But yet I went I partner with the Belgians. It's Infinity,
Mhm.
and then I told them my idea. I said, if you put this solar into thousands and millions of homes, it's just like putting a solar farm.
Right.
And so my it's a the technology is there. It's just that I focus on how it will be applied to a lot of people that do not have homes. So
Right.
similar to the green building technology, it's being used in Denmark to promote green building housing there. They don't have low income people there. So what I did, I innovated this technology and put them into affordable housing.
Affordable housing.
And this is the thing that really made the company a very innovative company,
Right.
because from this available technology solutions there, you can you can avoid using plastic or
Mhm.
resin,
Mhm.
you know. And
Right.
there's some technology, I mean, there's some available things in the market that you put on your wall and it's made of resin
Yeah.
and plastic. So I think you should avoid these things. And if you can save when you start maybe considering buying your houses, consider a house that doesn't need much of air conditioning and all that, by having a lot of windows, high ceiling, because then you lessen the use of electricity.
Mhm.
So for the other things, like you might want to, for your personal and business concern, maybe you can study on how to replace all your items,
Mm.
and then just get things that have that can generate less and zero carbon emissions. It's an awareness
Mhm.
of what you can do as a person, right? So less paper, less plastic,
Mhm.
and many things. And I mean, I'm sure you guys can look at the internet on how you can help uh, the environment on your personal level. For our people in the Philippines, they're lucky that they have my solutions.
Mm.
But we are now getting a lot of um, inquiries for partnership for different parts of Southeast Asia, because you know Southeast Asia has a lot of backlog on housing,
Right.
affordable housing,
Right.
lots and lots of them.
Yes.
Just in India, I think currently they have 25 to 30 million housing backlog in India. Indonesia, I think it's 15 to 20
Mhm.
million
Mhm.
backlog. So everywhere. So we should make those uh, houses green.
Yes. Yes. And I would love to see that. I'm actually very hopeful for the future and for the next generation that sees the value in sustainable housing and will support it, and not only support it, demand it, so that those old technologies will go away and we can continue to live in a more sustainable world. Emma, how can our
Yes.
viewers find your website if they want to learn more about you? Where should they go?
Oh, and you can go to our imperialhomescorporation.com. It's www.imperialhomescorporation.com.
Perfect.
And try to go to our Facebook page. You'll
Okay.
see all the houses there. And you can go to my page too, because I only post sustainable messages,
Hmm.
trying to promote however I can.
It's
And
beautiful.
we have done, we're now in promotion of the PropTech Consortium.
Hmm.
I founded this group so that all the industries interlink. Will have this, we will be digitally connected while promoting sustainability and resiliency. So we've got the industry leaders in this consortium. So we're going to start this in the Philippines and see how it works. And maybe when it works, we can now export this PropTech consortium where the sustainability and resiliency interconnected with digital technologies to improve the living standard of all the homeowners will be will be implemented soon. It's going to be we're going to be launching it sometime in April or May.
I'm so excited to hear that because we do have some other prop tech women in our network globally. So we'll make those introductions for all of you. And I'm really excited for you to meet the rest of the panel uh, for this piece on sustainability. And I know there'll be many more times to connect and have you on as a guest
No,
again. I hope you'll come back and talk to us again. I love
of course.
hearing your story and knowing a little bit about you and what you've done is such an inspiration. I'm so happy you said yes.
Thank you, Nancy. And it's so nice to see you too.
Or thank you.